between Nashville, Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky. Those of you as far west as Jackson. Those of you as far east as McMinnville. Welcome to Pharmacist on Call with your host, Dr. Shawn Pruitt. And if you're watching this show, I am your community pharmacist. Everyone, welcome to the July edition of Pharmacist on Call. This is your 1 hour forum where you get to call with those questions and those comments because let's face it, your doctors and your pharmacists are busy. They don't have time, but for this hour, I do. So call in with your questions and your comments. Did want to apologize to everyone. Had a scheduling conflict last week, so I had something I needed to go to. So kind of took a little precedence over the show. So I apologize for that. So we're going to make it up today. So we're going to start like we usually do, get into our birthdays, condolences, and what have you. So for birthdays, wanted to start out with the queen of Red Boiling Springs, Miss Dorothy Stafford. Did not get to mention her last month, but Miss Stafford, happy birthday. Your son Jason kind of reminded me, and I forgot to mention you. So happy birthday up there in Red Boiling Springs. I also wanted to say happy birthday to my late nephew Artie Thomas, to two good fraternity brothers, Christopher Minor, you know him as LOW. And Shelton Jones, also known as Pee Wee over there at UPS. Also wanted to say happy birthday to Miss Chandra Wynn, longtime friend, and another longtime friend, Judge Allegra Walker. So happy birthday to her. Oh, Alyssa, one of my pharmacy technicians, wanted to mention a happy belated birthday to her. And last but not least, my namesake, Mr. Shawn Pruitt Jr., so he'll be turning 11 on the 29th, who's about as big as I am and as tall. So happy birthday, all of you, you Leos out there. All right, we did want to get into some condolences. Wanted to say, send our condolences out to Mr. Corey Corbin, a fraternity brother of mine, who lost his mother, I believe, earlier this week, and really enjoyed her phone calls every time she called into the pharmacy. So we want to send our prayers and condolences to him. Also to the family of Miss Cassandra Moore, longtime friend of the pharmacy, way back. So wanted to extend our condolences to her family as well. And man, some serious condolences to the Nashville community, Omega Psi Phi fraternity, the Freeman family on the loss of Mr. Darrell Freeman, who was an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, graduate of Middle Tennessee State University, founded Zycron Computer Company and Reliant Bank, and since sold those, and has some investment into Slim & Huskies and S3 Recycling. So we lost him earlier this month, but you talk about a man who had a tremendous amount of influence on the business community, particularly in the African-American community. He did a lot of work in terms of increasing the rate of retention for young African-American males at Middle Tennessee State University, which was his alma mater. So a big loss to the community with the passing of Mr. Darrell Freeman. Also, Museda, condolences to you all as well. Okay, looks like we've got, I did want to send some shout outs here. Gerald Brown, good buddy of mine. He has opened a restaurant in the Antioch area. It's called Surreal Spice Creation. So I went by there yesterday and got a chance to holler at him. Y'all, I think he has the best turkey chili I've ever had. So I think he needs to can that stuff if he's not doing it. So big shout out to Gerald. Make sure you all go out and see him. He's on Murfreesboro Pike next to Honeybees out there. So make sure you tell him Dr. Pruitt sent you. Let's see, did want to also mention, well, it's something called COVID-19. So we are still in the throes of it. We have a couple of variants of interest. I believe it's BA.5 and BA.2.75. And I believe it's BA.5 that is about 60% of the cases here in the U.S. now. So you all can see that COVID has started making its return, and you can see pretty much all over the United States. In fact, I believe it is New York who has reinstituted their mask mandate. So look for it to come. So with that said, the only thing that I've seen work for it is this right here, Dr. Pruitt's Potion, our immune system booster. It looks like it does not matter what variant it is because we are still selling the heck out of this nationwide in the store and on Amazon, still getting great reviews. So this thing looks like it is variant proof. So I would encourage you not only to keep your body up, to prevent getting sick, but also if you know someone who currently has it, get them a bottle, tell them to get on it, take it twice a day. So what this does is it boosts your immune system by providing it what it needs so that your immune system can kill off whatever's going around. So the ingredients in here give the body what it needs so that it can strip the virus of its protective layer, so boost your immune system, so that it also speeds up the production of antibodies. Now, what they're saying is this new variant is able to evade the antibodies that we've created, not only from natural immunity, but from the vaccine as well. But we got some other stuff in here that it cannot evade. So protect yourselves and your family. Get your bottle of Dr. Pruitt's potion, especially before the price goes up on it. So, all right. And let's see. Now, there is something that is kind of circulating the news, and we're not sure what it's going to do in comparison to COVID, but there's something coming up called Monkeypox, and I figured we would have had some questions about it now. So just want to briefly touch on it. It looks like it's something from the pox family, like the smallpox and all of that. Now, originally, I believe it started in Africa, but this strain that we're seeing now seems to have jumped into Europe and is now here in the United States, is now here in Nashville, Tennessee. So I guess be on the lookout as we learn more about it and how infectious it is. I believe the CDC has raised it to a level 2 in terms of concern about being a health emergency. I did see where the government has purchased about 14 million doses preemptively. So I think that they expect this thing is going to get bad. They're currently saying now that you can spot it because you'll have pustules on your hands, which is how it is transmitted. And I believe it's also transmitted through the respiratory system as well. But even though they say that it's currently showing in the community with men who have sex with men, trust me, it can get anybody, so don't fall for that. I think they tried that line with the HIV thing too. Let's see here. Roe v. Wade. So this has been a particular concern with the abortion ban. So I did want to briefly touch on it. It looks like a couple of days ago, there was a drug company called HRA, I believe, which is a subsidiary of Perrigo Pharmaceuticals. They filed an application with the Food and Drug Administration to make their birth control pill called O-pill, which is a non-estrogen, I believe it's progestin only, to where you could get it over the counter without a prescription, without a doctor's order. So we're going to see where that falls in. Channel 5 interviewed me a couple of days ago about that, if you all didn't get a chance to see it. There are some health concerns that probably should be addressed before it is just willy-nilly placed. OTC, you've got coarse blood clots, you've got the fact that not every woman is created the same, and so some may have more proclivity towards cancers or any of the other side effects that you get from birth control. So I think that those who are potential consumers probably also need to be seen by a physician or a healthcare professional who can ask them a series of questions about their health history, about their family history in terms of cancer. So there are a number of things, and I don't think that they're just going to, I hope they're not just going to wholesale say, hey, you can get this thing over the counter and that will be it. So hopefully this will go through some sort of approval process where we kind of discuss it and come up with an infrastructure where it's safe for the consumer to get this over the counter. Also with the Plan B, I'm sure that everybody's wondering about those too, and have heard murmurs about limits of purchases of 3 at a time. So they are limiting, I'll just tell you, they're limiting how much we can purchase at a pharmacy. So if you think that you may need one, then you may want to get to a pharmacy at your convenience. Looks like we've got our first call here. We've got Mary. Welcome to Pharmacist on Call. Let me help you. Hello, Mary?
Yes, hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
How can I help you?
Well, I have what they call parenteral neuropathy. It comes from taking chemo.
Yes, ma'am.
And I've been taking gabapentin for since 2008.
Okay.
And it's not working anymore. My feet and hands, especially my feet, toes are so numb. Is it anything over the counter that could be used instead?
Good question, Mary. Yes, there is. So for those of you suffering from peripheral neuropathy, whether it's through back injury or because of chemo, I would recommend our CBD oil, our hemp oil made by Pharmacist Blend. It is the only thing I've seen work for neuropathy. So this is what I would recommend. You get your dropper full, put it up under your tongue. And most people say they start to get relief from whatever it is in about 1 to 2 minutes. So if you're in the Nashville area, stop by, Mary, and we'll give you a sample of it to see if it works for you.
Well, I'm not in the Nashville area.
Where are you, Mary?
I'm in Kentucky.
What part of Kentucky?
You what?
What part?
Glasgow.
Glasgow, Kentucky? Okay. All right. Yeah, most of our Kentucky people come down on Sundays. So if you can swing it, certainly pop in, or we could just ship it to you if you just want to buy a small bottle that runs about $20 or so. And then you can always purchase a larger size.
Yeah. Can I not, is your drugstore the only place to get that?
No, there should be somewhere there. Please don't go to a gas station, but I would go to either a pharmacy or a health food store. So if you have either of those in Glasgow, then I would certainly try those.
Yeah, and it's called what now?
CBD oil or hemp oil, HEMP.
Okay.
But you should be able to find it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, thank you. All right, everyone, stay right there. We've got a caller, but we're up on break. We'll see you later.